Kamosi Woodard and Jean Theo Harris visited the University of Massachusetts Amherst on Friday, March 26th, after the release of their recent book, Want to Start a Revolution,
John Dittmer played a
Radical Women
heroic
in the
role
Black
in
Freedom
pushing this
Struggle.
through the whole
Their
politics
book,
of publishing.
which is a collection of essays,
As late as
challenges the
last
preconceived
year,
notions of the
I
roles
think it was
of
last
black
year,
women in the civil rights
UNC Press was
The
refusing to
publication,
publish Hassan
however,
Jeffries'
faced opposition.
very important book called Bloody Nouns. And so we pushed that through. So what I'm saying is, even 10 years into it, we're still struggling to get these things published, and there's certain politics of denigrating what we're doing. And part of that denigration, sad to say, is intellectual in terms of we're upsetting people by what we're finding. But believe me, we're not just trying to make trouble.
In part, this book is a reaction to the ways that this kind of new flowering of Black power studies seem to be missing and kind of really marginalizing women, and also sort of taking as this kind of axiom that Black power was so sexist that in fact that women were so pushed back, and again, a lot of the scholarship that we knew of suggested otherwise.
Right?
One believes
So
that
if
the book challenges is that the civil
Daisy
rights
Bates is
movement
carrying a
was
pistol in
primarily
her
built
purse in
and
Little
that
Rock,
women were
that's
able
part of
to remove
self-defense.
themselves from
Just because
the
women
dangers
didn't
of
like to wear sidearms doesn't mean they
However,
would practice
Woodard suggests
self-defense,
a
right?
different
So
approach.
so what we try to do is say, let's reimagine, let's put women first at the center. Since you're writing stories around men and imagining everything around men, what would happen if we put women at the center, right? And then imagine a story, put Harriet Tubman there, and then imagine a story outward from there. How would we write that story differently? Let's do a thought project. And in many ways, this book was that kind of a thought project. Put women at the center, and then see if the old definitions that we had of Black radicalism were gender, right? It had a certain gender dimension to them, right? And so we did that project, and it's quite fruitful. When you put women at the center, many of these definitions fall out differently.
Until I arrived in the United States, I had no concept of what racism was. And when I did arrive and I came to learn the culture a little bit, I found it rather puzzling and painful to experience or to see racism or sexism, which was very troubling. I can't understand why that was evident then, and I can't, for the life of me, understand why it's a prevalent force in our society still.